The debt ceiling has kept Biden occupied. He was supposed to be in Papua New Guinea on Monday. Instead, he was back in Washington. Biden sent his top diplomat in his place. That's Secretary of State Antony Blinken. Blinken had two jobs in Papua New Guinea. A, make up for Biden's absence, and B, close a security agreement. We're focusing on that second one, the U.S. Papua New Guinea Security Agreement. It was signed in Port Moresby on Monday. Here's how Blinken described it.
Under this agreement, our forces will be able to board one another's vessels, share technical expertise, and ultimately better patrol the seas together, which is vital to protecting livelihoods for generations to come. The agreement will also make it easier for PNG and U.S. forces to train together in new ways and in more places as part of our joint effort to uphold peace and security across the Indo-Pacific. We will be fully transparent.
The full text of this agreement has not been released, so naturally there are questions. Students in some universities also staged protests. They say the Pacific is being militarized. To make matters worse, a leaked draft is being circulated. What does it say? Three major things. 1, legal immunity for U.S. soldiers and contractors. 2, free movement for U.S. ships and airplanes. And 3, no migration requirements for U.S. staff. Objectively, that's a lot. But like I said, this is a leaked draft. It's better to wait for the final copy of the agreement to emerge. So let's focus on the confirmed details in the meantime. The U.S. has promised aid worth $45 million. This will be used for security upgradation, climate action, and public health. Blinken says there is nothing to worry, that this deal is just another step in a long-standing relationship. But not many in Papua New Guinea are convinced. So now their prime minister has stepped in. Here's what he said, and I'm quoting, "It is not a military base to be set up here for war to be launched. There's a specific clause that says that this partnership is not a partnership for PNG to be used as a place for launching offensive military operations." The Prime Minister is worried about China. They are Papua New Guinea's second largest trading partner, first if you count just the merchandise. So the Prime Minister cannot afford to antagonize Beijing. He needs Chinese trade, investments, and loans. What he doesn't need is a Chinese debt trap. So what does he do? Sign a security agreement with the United States. Like I said, we don't know what the details of the agreement are, but it will increase U.S. presence on the island, that's for sure. It will expand U.S. access to military bases. The question is, how will China respond to all of this? To be honest, they made the first move. In 2022, China signed a security deal with the Solomon Islands. The U.S. was caught off guard. The Pacific was supposed to be their backyard, yet the Chinese managed to score a deal. But then, Beijing made a rookie error. They tried to overplay their hand. How? By trying to sign a security pact with all Pacific islands. That attempt was promptly rejected. It also poked the U.S. into action. Biden first hosted a summit of Pacific leaders at the White House. Now he's got a security deal with Papua New Guinea. What does he want next? Ideally, total control over the Pacific. This region is important for a number of reasons. A, the sheer size. The Pacific makes up around 20% of the Earth's total area, also 28% of all exclusive economic zones. B, the location. It's right in between the US, China, and Australia. If you have a base there, it could be a game changer. You can spy on ships going from Australia to the US. You can deploy assets to the South China Sea. Plus, you can control a major trading route. And that's reason number 3, the resources, mainly fish. The Pacific is by far the most fertile fishing ground in the world. It exports more than 530,000 metric tons of seafood. Guess who's interested in this trade? The Chinese. Their Pacific fishing fleet has grown by 500% since 2012, 500% growth. If you control the Pacific, you control the fishing. China, with 1.4 billion people to feed, needs it. And reason number 4, political and military dominance. The Pacific Islands may be tiny, but they control vast amounts of the ocean. They have 55 times more water than land mass, which means they are a front line. In a battle between Asia and North America, the Pacific will play a key role. It has happened before. During the Second World War, Japan and the US fought for the Pacific. The US won and went on to dominate the region. The question is, will there be a repeat? The people here certainly don't want it. including those in Papua New Guinea. PNG is the biggest Pacific island if you exclude Australia. It is home to some 9 million people. Their priority is not big power rivalries. They want jobs. They want better infrastructure. They want climate action. The Pacific Islands are the most vulnerable to climate change. If the oceans rise, they lose land. If the typhoons are supercharged, they lose houses. So the Pacific Islands want funds to tackle that. But who's willing to listen? China just wants the resources and military bases. The US just wants to drive out China. Caught in the middle are the people of the Pacific.